Today we're going to be looking at patterns in tables, and there will be 3 different kinds of questions that they're going to ask you to solve today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through each type of example and explain to you how to do it. So the first thing they're going to introduce to you today is the concept of a function, so just the word function. So they're going to ask you if a table or a graph like this right here or like this is a function. So the question is, well, how do I know if it's a function? Well, that is really easy, and it requires 0 math. It doesn't require you to work out the question. All it requires you to do is to look at the graph and look at the numbers. So basically the rule is that a function table is a function as long as there's no there's only one value for each x. So there's only one y value for each x value. So basically what you do is you need to look at the x side of the chart. So you should see here's x, here's y. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the x side of my chart. So this left side right here. Are there any repeating numbers? -2, -1, 0, -2. Yes, -2 repeats. So that means that their y should be exactly the same. So if I look at the top here, I see -2 and -4. And down here I see -2 and +4. So those do not match. So this is not a function table. So for those types of questions, it's just going to be a yes or no. It's going to say, tell whether each relation is a function. So this one would be no. So then look at my function table on the right, or it may or may not be a function table. We have to decide that. I look at the x. I'm looking at the x. -2, -1, 0, 1. None of them repeat. So yes, this is a function. So it's as simple as that. For the first type of question, so the directions again will say, tell whether each relation is a function, and they will give you a chart. Now, I do want to clarify, your letters might not be x and y. It might be A and B. It doesn't matter what they are. You look at the first column because that represents the x, or you look at the top column because sometimes they'll write them vertically, or excuse me, horizontally. So let's erase this one real quick. And it might look like this. And it might be x here, y here. And then it might say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it doesn't matter if it's written vertically or horizontally, it's the same thing. You look at your x values, so I'm looking at these values. None of them are repeated. And they each have their own y value, so yes, my answer would be yes, this is a function table. I'm going to do one more example of this type of a question before we move on to the next type of questions that you're going to see. You might have a table like this, and it might say U, and it might say V. It doesn't matter what the letters are. So we have -3, 0, 0, 3. Then I will have a 0, a 2, a -2, and a 0. Okay. So basically, look at your top row. I see -3, I see 0, I see 0, I see +3. Okay, -3 and +3 are different, so that doesn't matter. But I see 2 zeros. And then if I look at their V, they're not the same. They should be. If it's 0, it needs to have the exact same partner. So one's positive, one's negative. No, this is not a function because these do not match correctly. Now, let's say this was just written in here twice. And let's say it was 0 and there was 2 -2s, 2 zeros and 2 -2s. Then yes, that would be a function. It'd be unnecessary to list it twice like that. So basically what you're looking at is you're just looking for anything on the chart that looks bizarre. So one more here, just to clarify. That should be a Y. So if I have 4, 5, 8, 4, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, I see that I have 2 repeating 4s over here, and their Y's do not match. So this would in fact be no. So those questions are like, on your homework today, it'll be like 9, 10, and 11 on page 446. It's just a yes or no answer. Okay, the next type of question they're going to ask you is they're going to give you an equation, and they're going to give you a chart. And the chart will be incomplete. So for example, let me set one up here. It'll say V and T, and it'll have a 0, 3, 6, 9, and then the right side of my chart is empty. So we have to figure that out, but it will also give me an equation. So this equation is T equals 4 minus V. So right now I'm looking at page 446. I'm doing example number 4 in the check section. So the equation's at the top, and it'll give you the table that I have to the left. Okay, so if you notice in my equation, I have a T and I have a V, and that's what I have on my, that's what I have in my function table. So I'm taking the information from my function table that I know, so I know the V, and I'm going to put it in my equation. So my first one, T equals 4 minus 0. My 0 came from my table. It's right here. That's where I got it from. T equals 4 minus 0. Well, 4 minus 0 is 4. So that's my first answer. Okay, my next one, I'm going to take my 3. T equals 4 minus 3. Well, 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's my next answer on my function table. T equals 4 minus 6, because that's the next number on my table. Well, 4 minus 6, that actually gives me negative 2. And then I have T equals 4 minus 9, and that gives me negative 5. So all I did is I did my equation 4 different times because I had 4 missing numbers in my chart. Okay, let's look at another one. So same type of thing. The directions say copy and complete each table. So I'm going to do number 5 on the same page. So it says y equals 2x plus 3. And my table over here is an x and y table. And they give me the x, negative 4, negative 2, 0, and 2. So I have to figure out what is the y. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stick my x's into my equation up here. Now this is a two-step equation, as you notice. There's multiplication first, and then there's addition. So it's going to be y equals 2 times negative 4 plus 3. Okay, 2 times negative 4. That gives me negative 8 plus 3. That gives me negative 5. Okay, next one. Y equals, now I'm using this negative 2 for my chart. 2 times negative 2 plus 3, okay? 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4 plus 3. That's going to give me a negative 1. Then I have y equals 2 times 0 plus 3, because 0 is in my chart right there. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, so 0 plus 3 gives me 3. And then just making some room for my next one. Okay. Y equals 2 times 2 plus 3. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 gives me 7. So this right here, this box, this is my answer. So negative 5, negative 1, 3, and 7. I'm going to do one more like this before we move on to the last type of questions that you're going to have today, which are my favorite kinds of questions because they're kind of a brain teaser. Probably not. You probably wouldn't consider it a brain teaser, but it makes you think a little bit in a fun way, in my opinion. You might not all believe that, though. Okay, so there's this is an A, by the way, not a 9. It kind of looks like a 9. That's an A. So I'll try to do that. Okay, so B equals A divided by negative 3. And then they give me my chart, A, B, and it is negative 6, negative 3, 0, and 3. If you want, you can pause the video and see if you can get the same answers as me. That'd be a good check right there. Okay, so B equals A divided by negative 3. So basically, I'm going to take my A's and divide it by negative 3. So my first one, B equals negative 6 divided by negative 3. Well, 6 divided by 3 gives me 2, and they're both negative, so that is, in fact, a positive 2. Then I have B equals negative 3 divided by negative 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and they're both negative, so that will be a positive 1. Then I will have B equals 0 divided by negative 3, and 0 divided by anything is 0. My last one is B equals 3 divided by negative 3. And once again, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and only one of them is negative. So this one will, in fact, be a negative 1. So right here, this chart, that's my answers. Okay, the last type of question you're going to have today, they are going to give you a table and they're going to ask you to write the equation or the rule. So sometimes instead of calling it an equation, they'll call it a rule and they'll want you to solve for that. So let's see. They're going to give you a table like this. Oops, that was very messy. X and then Y. Okay, and then they'll have 4, -3, 6, -1, 8, 1, 10, 3. So this time, as you can see, they filled in the whole chart for you. Your job is to figure out, okay, what's the rule? What's the equation? Now, when one of my favorite teachers of all time taught me this strategy. She drew, I'll never forget it. She drew this thing on the board and she called it a function machine. And so basically you put a number in. So for example, you put your X number from my chart in. So I'm gonna look at this pair right here. I put my 4 in my function machine and it goes in the machine and it comes out the machine as a -3. So she said, what happens inside of this machine to get me a -3? Well, I don't think I can multiply anything times 4 to get -3, and I can't divide anything by -4. Excuse me, I can't divide anything by 4 to get -3. I think I could add a -7 to get a -3. I could subtract a +7 to get a -3. That's essentially the same thing. Okay, so let's see if those rules follow with my other numbers. So, can I put I'm looking at this set right here. Can I put a 6 in and then add a -7 and get -1? Yes, I can. Can I put in, looking at my next set right here, can I put an 8 in and add a -7 and get 1? Yes, I can. Could I put a 10 in and add -7 and get 3? Yes, I could. So the rule for this table would be X plus -7 equals Y. Or you could have said X minus 7 equals Y. They're the exact same thing. So you could say that for this question, there's 2 right answers, even though they're the same. They could be written 2 different ways. So if you write it either way, this would be considered correct. So keep that in mind. If you were thinking one way or the other, both of these are right. Okay, let's look at another one here. Just same concept. They're going to give you a chart and you have to figure out what is the rule. So this time they're going to give you an A-B chart. And it's going to be -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And we got a 6, a 3, a 0, a -3, and a -6. Okay, so same concept. I have my function machine. So I put in a -2 and I get a -6. So I could add a -4. I could multiply by +3. And I could subtract. I mean, it's the same thing. I could subtract 4. Okay, so now I'm going to check. Go through my next ones. So I have -1 and -3. So if I take -1 plus -4, that would give me a -5. Okay, so this doesn't work because I want a 3. If I take -1 and I subtract 4, I'm going to get -5. So that doesn't work. So I'm left with one thing in my function machine. Does this work or did I do something wrong? -1 times +3 equals -3. Well, that is correct. So now I'm going to check my other ones. My next one is 0 and 0. If I take 0 times 3, do I get 0? Yes, I do. And if I check the rest of my numbers, that would be correct. So basically you need to identify what possible things could happen, and then you check which ones work for all of the numbers in the function chart.